Listen closely, because no one else will tell you this. The world you see, it's a mirror, but most men never dare to look into it. They cast glances, avoid its gaze, pretend it isn't there, because in its reflection they see the enemy. And the enemy is themselves. The war is not in the streets, not in the boardrooms, not in the battlefield you imagine. It's in the quiet space between your ears when no one's watching, and your soul whispers, "Why are you still kneeling? You've been trained to sleep while awake, taught to be polite when you should be powerful, conditioned to obey voices that don't belong to you." But now, a crack appears in the wall of your mind. Do you feel it? That strange pull in your chest, that ancient ember you thought was dead? It's not dead, it's dormant. And tonight we wake it up. There's a law, older than kings, deeper than oceans, the law of inner dominion. It says command yourself, or be commanded. Make no mistake. If you don't choose your thoughts, someone else will. If you don't rule your emotions, they'll be hijacked. If you don't define your standards, the world will hand you a script, and you'll perform like a fool while calling it a life. Now hear me, because this is not a game. I want you to name your 3 deepest regrets. The ones you buried, the moments you folded when you should have fought, the people you let walk away, the battles you lost before they even began. Write them down. See them for what they are. Not anchors, but fuel. You've knelt to these ghosts long enough. And here's the truth that will either free you or haunt you forever. The voice you obey when no one watches is the architect of your destiny. It's not the applause, it's not the titles, it's not the lies you wear for the crowd. It's what you whisper to yourself in the dark, in the silence. When your reflection stares back and asks, "Is this all you were meant to be?" Let me tell you something you were never meant to forget. A drifting man dies standing up. He walks, he breathes, he smiles for the cameras, but inside his soul is ash, because a man without purpose is a weapon without a target, sharp once, now dull, rusted, forgotten. He blends in with the silent crowd of the half-alive, waiting for something to happen. But nothing happens to men who wait. Life only answers those who declare war on their aimlessness. The truth? Purpose is a blade, and like any blade, it dulls if left untouched. You either sharpen it, or you carry around a useless weight disguised as a life. Every day you delay claiming your one mission, you bleed strength. Every hour you entertain distractions, you cut your own throat slowly. No enemy needed, no assassin required. You're your own executioner when you live without direction. There's a law for this. The law of definite purpose. It doesn't care about your excuses, your age, your past betrayals. It only respects clarity. It only bows to obsession. Focus is not a luxury. It's your only shot at immortality. A mind scattered is a man lost. A mind locked onto a single aim? That's a storm. No one survives. Right now, in this very breath, you must declare your one mission. Not a wish, not a polite hope. A mission. The kind you whisper in the dark when fear claws at your chest. The kind that makes your blood burn when you speak it aloud. Say it. Daily. Hourly. Until your tongue bleeds and your bones remember what you came here to do. And understand this. Purpose isn't inherited. No one leaves it for you in a will. It's not found in books or whispered by mentors. It's forged in the furnace of your own choice, in the fire of decision, in the moment you stop asking for permission to be great. And take it. Listen carefully. Because this is where most men lose the war before it even starts. Weak men believe thoughts are harmless. They treat their mind like a playground instead of a weapon. But every empire, every betrayal, every miracle began first as a thought. The mind is not a garden, it's a forge. And what you allow to burn there either forges your future or buries you beneath it. You are, right now, a product of the thoughts you've tolerated. The law of mental causation governs this world whether you believe in it or not. It's the first move in the game, the unseen hand that writes the script. Everything begins as thought, before the action, before the word, before the habit, the thought. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And what you are is the sum of the commands you issue to yourself in silence. It's time to conduct war on your own mind. Audit your recurring thoughts. Track them like a hunter stalking prey. Identify the parasite, the one that says, "I can't, I'm not enough, maybe later." That voice isn't yours. It was planted. And it's your duty now to crush it, without mercy. Replace it with one that bows to your will. One that reminds you, I am inevitable. See, thought is the original weapon. Sharper than any blade, faster than any bullet. It carves your fate in stone before your hands ever move. Invisible command. It leads, and your life follows. And once you realize this, once you truly accept that you are the master of what you allow to dwell in your mind, you'll understand why the weak stay weak, and why you were never meant to be one of them. What cannot bend breaks. The rigid man snaps under pressure. He resists, clings, and holds tight to what no longer serves him, and in his stubbornness, he crumbles. But the wise, the awakened, move like water. They shift, they reshape, they flow through cracks others call impossible. Water never fights the stone. It surrounds it, wears it down, and moves forward. That is the way of the unstoppable. The law of fluid adaptability governs survival, progress, and dominion. Those who refuse to evolve vanish. Those who cling to identity, titles, routines, they drown in the very waters they fear. But those who become formless, shapeless, like water, they conquer. Because water takes the shape of whatever it touches, yet loses none of its essence. It remains itself. That is power. Right now, look at your life. List where you're clinging. The job, the old story, the friendship long dead, the idea of who you were, not who you could be. Release one today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Because every chain you refuse to drop becomes an anchor that drowns you deeper in mediocrity. Understand this. The unstoppable aren't those who fight force head-on. That's the thinking of fools and martyrs. The warrior moves with force, redirects it, turns the enemy's weight into his advantage. The storm doesn't scare water, it becomes the storm. And you, my friend, you were meant to flood through every limit laid before you. Comfort is the assassin of greatness. It whispers lullabies to lions, convincing them they're sheep. It offers warmth when you should be sharpening your blade. It makes cowards of kings, drugging their instincts with soft pleasures and hollow rewards. The truth is brutal, but you were built for brutal. Every time you choose ease, you bury your own name a little deeper in the dirt. The law of necessary discomfort rules this world like an unchallenged emperor. Growth does not arrive in silence. It doesn't sneak in while you sleep. It comes with blood, with blisters, with the sting of rejection and the ache of relentless effort. Friction is the proof of forward motion. If it burns, if it bruises, if it tests the marrow of your bones, good. That's the work that makes the man. Right now, there's something you've been avoiding. One hard thing. The call you won't make. The truth you won't face. The leap you keep excusing away with noble lies. Do it, today. No delay. Because the longer you flinch, the heavier it gets. And you weren't designed to carry the weight of your own hesitation. Know this. What you avoid holds your crown. Every throne worth claiming sits beyond a wall you've refused to climb. Every level you desire waits inside the room you fear to enter. And every time you choose the soft path, you trade a piece of your empire for a crumb of temporary peace. That's not your destiny. Your bloodline was built for storms, not safekeeping. Doubt doesn't announce itself. It whispers. It's not the loud voice you hear, but the soft one you pretend isn't there. The shadow at the edge of your victories. The quiet what if in the back of your throat when the world isn't watching. And here's the most dangerous part. It sounds like you. That's how it survives. That's how it wins. Until tonight. There's a law older than the earth you stand on. The law of inner certainty. It states that no creation, no breakthrough, no empire rises without belief. Before the sword is swung, before the kingdom is built, before the storm is survived, there was a man who believed, not in the odds, not in permission, in himself. That belief is the seed. Every outcome you've chased, every title you've envied, began in a mind that said, I will. Now no more hiding. Write down your 3 greatest doubts, the fears you lie about, the insecurities you dress up as logic, the secret failures you never admit, even to your reflection. And for each one, flip it. Forge a defiant truth. If your doubt says, you're not ready, write, I am inevitable. If it whispers you'll fail, declare, I bend the world to my will. Because here's the unfiltered truth. You are what you dare to claim. Not what you hope for, not what you wait for, not what you earn a certificate for, what you claim. And doubt? It's a dying god. The moment you stop bowing to it, it starves. Starve it tonight. Feed the fire. Complexity is cowardice in disguise. It's the armor men wear when they fear decision. The clutter, the endless tasks, the meaningless obligations. All of it. A smokescreen to avoid what matters. The truth is savage and clean. If you cannot focus, you cannot win, and every extra weight you carry is a chain around your ankle in a race meant for warriors, not hoarders. The law of reduction is what separates masters from amateurs. While others collect, the master subtracts. While others add layers, the master strips away. Not because he has less ambition, but because his aim is pure, uncluttered, and lethal. Mastery is subtraction, not more, less. Less noise, less distraction, less false importance. And what remains is unstoppable. Today you must act. Remove one useless commitment, one object, one habit. Anything that eats your time without feeding your soul. Anything that keeps your hands full while your future waits empty. Cut it loose. Burn it. Leave no trace. Feel the weight fall off your shoulders like dead skin. Understand this. The less you carry, the faster you rise. The mountain was never the enemy. Your baggage was. Your attachments to what no longer serves you. Your obsession with things that distract from the throne you're meant to claim. Empty your hands, sharpen your focus, and become the kind of force no man can stop. Because simplicity is not weakness, it's ruthless power. The fire you avoid marks your next evolution. It's not random, it's not meaningless. That fear you feel, the one that tightens your chest and steals your breath, that's a signal, not a warning. It's the map inked in flame, pointing directly to the part of you waiting to be reborn. And yet most men run from it, not realizing they flee from their own crown. The law of fear as signal is ancient and merciless. It declares that whatever terrifies you most reveals the precise terrain where your power waits buried. The cave you fear to enter holds the weapon meant to make you unstoppable, the conversation you avoid, the risk you dodge, the truth you won't speak. Every one of them a doorway, every one of them a test. Now don't flinch. Name what scares you most. The real one. Not the easy answer. Not the polite fear you tell your friends. The shadow in your mind that follows you into every room. Name it. Then move one step toward it. Make the call. Start the thing. Speak the truth. Plant your flag where your doubt told you not to. Because here's the code the world's legends live by. Fear properly faced is the gatekeeper of greatness. No man became immortal running from the fire. They ran toward it, smiling, bleeding, laughing through the ache because they knew. Beyond that flame is where the timid are buried, and the legends rise. You were born for the flame. Step into it. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. The mind loves to spin its webs of doubt and analysis, but here's the truth. Thinking doesn't move mountains. Action does. Every moment spent planning and pondering is another moment you feed to the vultures of inaction. And slowly, the more you hesitate, the more life slips through your fingers. Every unmade decision poisons the mind. The law of immediate action doesn't care about your excuses. It's ruthless in its simplicity. Decide now, not tomorrow. Not after you've thought about it some more. Not when the stars align or the conditions are perfect. The only perfect moment is the one you make. Delay robs the soul of its fire. It steals your potential and wraps it in a veil of maybe later. And later never comes. Now take the power back. Make one overdue decision now, one you've been avoiding. The choice that lingers like a ghost at the edge of your vision. You've been dancing around it long enough. Now step forward, choose, and let it be final, irrevocable. Because hesitation is not a strategy, it's a death sentence. Understand this. A decision made in full conviction is already reality reshaped. The moment you decide, you shift the entire universe around you. You carve a path where there was none. And in that instant, you become the force that shapes tomorrow rather than the victim of 1,000 what-ifs. Decide. Or die slowly in the prison of your own indecision. The choice is yours. Rules were made by the brave, not the hesitant. The cage you live in, the limits you believe bind you. They were forged by those who feared the unknown, not those who sought to conquer it. The box you think you're in, it was built by someone else's fear. And here's the savage truth. The only prison is the one you choose to accept. The law of infinite possibility is the truth of the universe, a secret buried in plain sight. There are no final answers. There are no unbreakable chains. Nothing is static. No limit is eternal. No boundary is permanent. The world only obeys the constraints you believe in. And the moment you realize this, the moment you see that everything around you is made and can be remade, you'll understand that freedom is your birthright, not a dream. Now is the time to act. Identify one limiting belief you inherited. One that's buried deep in your subconscious, passed down like an ancient curse. Maybe it's the belief that you're not good enough, or that success isn't for someone like you. Find it and erase it. Replace it with the fire of your own truth. Because these rules were never yours to begin with. They were someone else's fear, someone else's doubt. Understand this. The cage is a lie you agreed to. The bars, the walls, the locks, the yawas, they exist only in your mind. You were never meant to be contained, confined, or confined to a path carved for someone else. The infinite mind moves beyond all frames, and you, my friend, were born to break them. Survival is instinct, legacy is choice. Anyone can live. But to live a life that resonates across time, a life that burns like a beacon for generations to come, that requires a decision. It requires an unwavering commitment to something far greater than the self, far more enduring than any fleeting pleasure. Survival is the lowest bar. But legacy? Legacy is the call of the immortal. The law of eternal impact is the truth that whispers in every great heart. You will not be remembered for what you have, but for what you gave. Your name will not live in the things you hoarded, but in the lives you ignited, in the souls you inspired, the hearts you touched, the power you passed on to the ones who followed. Your legacy is your fingerprint on the world, and it's more than just a name. It's a movement. Now, look deep into your life. Write the sentence you want spoken at your last breath. What will they say about you when you're gone? That you were a survivor? That you played it safe? Or that you dared to build something so powerful, so unstoppable, that it lived beyond your body? Live today to deserve that sentence. Every moment from now on, make it count. Understand this. Death is inevitable. Obscurity is optional. You have the choice to fade into the forgotten or to rise and create something that echoes across time. The question isn't how long you'll live. The question is, how will you be remembered? You've always had the weapon, the fire, the vision. You were trained to forget it, to silence the warrior within. But now in this moment, you remember. This philosophy isn't new. It's ancient blood memory. The strength was always yours. The legacy was always yours. Now turn the key. Begin the war you were born for.